Hello everyone, I am Dr. Abdul Sattar Malik from the Department of Electrical Engineering, Bahauddin Zikriya University, Multan. Welcome back to the series of lectures about combination logic of digital logic and design. In this part, we will discuss decoders and encoders as combination circuits and their applications. A decoder converts binary information from n input lines to a maximum of 2 raised to the power n unique output lines. And that is called an n-to-m decoder, where m is less than or equal to 2 raised to the power n. A binary code of n bits has 2 raised to the power n distinct combinations. We already know that. So we will have n input variables and a maximum of 2 raised to the power n output variables or n output lines in case of a decoder. Only one output for the decoder, only one output will be active or high at any instant of time. So when we think about the truth table of a decoder, here we have provided the 3 to 8 line, the truth table for a 3 to 8 line decoder. Now we can see that there are 3 input lines which do have a maximum of 8 combinations starting from 000 and going up to 111, and we have 8 output lines, and the output lines have been marked as D0, D1 up to D7. Now we can see that the column of each output line has an output value equal to 1 for only one possible combinations, rather for only one possible unique combination, and for all the remaining combinations the output is equal to 0. For example, in case of D0, the output is equal to 1 when all the 3 input variables x, y and z are equal to 0, otherwise the output value is equal to 0. In case of D1, the output is equal to 1 only when the input combination of the 3 variables x, y and z is 0, 0, 1, and for the remaining 7 combinations of x, y and z, the output of D1 is equal to 0. Similarly, for the output variable D7, the output is equal to 1 only when x, y and z all are equal to 1. For all the remaining 7 combinations, the output is equal to 0. So if we want to draw the circuit of a 3 to 8 line decoder, consider the 3 to 8 line decoder circuit. The 3 input lines are decoded into 8 outputs, each corresponding to one of the minterms of the 3 input variables. A particular application of this decoder is a binary to octal conversion. In general, a 3 to 8 line decoder can be used for decoding any 3-bit code to provide 8 outputs, one for each element of the code. Now this is the circuit diagram of a 3 to 8 line decoder. We can see that this circuit diagram has 3 input lines x, y and z and 8 output lines starting from D0 up to D7. Now we can see that each output line is actually the output of an AND gate, and the inputs of all these 8 AND gates are coming either from the normal form of x, y and z or the complemented form of x, y and z, but the combination for each AND gate, the input combination for each AND gate is unique, and that actually corresponds to the relevant min term. We know that the definition of a min term is it is an AND term corresponding to all the variables of a function either in the normal form or in the complemented form. We can also add and enable control signal to a decoder. Here we are to design a 2 to 4 line decoder with an enable. Now we can see the truth table. If the enable, now this is a normal low decoder, if the enable is equal to 1, then whatsoever the value of A and B, the two input variables of the decoder, whatsoever the value of A and B is, the output, all the outputs will be active high, which is not actually any decoding information. On the other hand, if enable is equal to 0, then depending upon the combination of the two input variables A and B, at any instant of time, only one of the four output variables will be active low, otherwise they all will be active high. For example, when enable is 0, indicating this decoder is working, this active low decoder is working. When enable is equal to 0 and the input variables A and B are 0, 0, then D0 is 0 and all the three remaining variables, output variables, are 1. Similarly, when enable is 0 and the input variables A and B are having a combination 0, 1, then D1 output variable is equal to 0 and the three remaining variables are 1, and so on and so forth. So if we are to implement this particular circuit, enable input is added to control the circuit operation of a decoder. So here we have the circuit of an active low decoder. We have two inputs and an enable and four outputs. When this enable is equal to 1, all these outputs will be equal to 1, indicating that the information is not being decoded. On the other hand, when enable is equal to will be equal to 0, for example, if it is equal to 0, then 1 will be coming over here, and then depending upon the combination of A and B, whether it is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, only one of the four output variables will be decoded. So here, through this enable, we are actually controlling the operation of this particular circuit, the whole circuit. Using the enable pin, we can also expand the decoder, and when I say expansion, means using smaller decoders we can have a large size decoder. Decoders with enable inputs can be connected together to form a larger decoder circuit. Now, the figure that we will be elaborating shows a 3 to 8 line decoder with enable inputs connected to form a 4 to 16 line decoder. So here we have a 3 to 8 line decoder having three inputs X, Y and Z, yet another 3 to 8 line decoder, and we have an enable of this particular, this is the block diagram of an encoder. So this is a 3 to 8 line decoder block diagram having three inputs X, having any three inputs and 8 output lines with an enable. So what we have done, we have connected these 3 to 8 line decoders, and the first three inputs X, Y and Z have been connected to both the decoders. But on the other hand, the fourth input variable is in normal form coming to this lower 3 to 8 line decoder, and its complemented form is going to the upper 3 to 8 line decoder. So when this decoder W is equal to 0, it means this decoder, active high decoder, will be working, and when this is equal to 1, then this particular decoder will be working. It means when W is equal to 0, then depending upon the combination of X and Y and Z from 0, 0, 0 up to 1, 1, 1, all these 8 output lines of the upper decoder will be getting decoded. And this decoder, because its enable is equal to 0, because of this W is equal to 0, so this is not working. On the other hand, when this W is equal to 1, since this 1 is being complemented coming over here as 0, so it means now this upper decoder is not working, and this decoder, its enable will be high and it is working. Then again, depending upon the value of X, Y and Z, all these 8 outputs will get decoded. So in general, if we can see, if we combine it into a combined circuit, then we can see that now we have 4 input lines W, X, Y, and Z, and 16 output lines starting from D0 up to D15. So this is a 4 to 16 line decoder which we have formed from 3 to 8 line decoder. Similarly, we can think about expansion of larger decoder circuits from smaller decoder circuits as well. So decoders, along with so many other applications, can also be used to implement combinational logic circuits. A decoder provides the 2 raised to the power n minterms of n input variables. A decoder and an external OR gate can implement any Boolean function of n input variables in sum of minterm forms. Because in case of a decoder, we already have the minterms. The only thing to implement a Boolean function is to sum the minterms. And if we can have an OR gate, then an OR gate in combination with a decoder can be used to implement any Boolean function. For example, let's think about a full adder circuit. In case of a full adder, we know that it's a 3 variable circuit having 2 outputs, sum and carry. The sum expression is the sum output variable is equal to the sum of minterms of 1, 2, 4 and 7, and the carry output is actually the sum of 3, 5, 6 and 7 minterms. So having this information in our mind, so what we will do, we will have a 3 to 8 line decoder, having 3 inputs X, Y and Z, and since it has got 8 output lines, so we will treat all these 8 output lines as 8 minterms, and we will simply, for example, in case of sum, we will simply add 1, 2, 4 and 7, or we will be taking the minterms 1, 2, 4 and 7 and we will putting these 4 inputs to an OR gate, and this will give us the output sum. And similarly the minterm 3, 5, 6 and 7, 3, 5, 6 and 7 will go as an input to an yet another OR gate, and it will form the carry. So what we have done is, if we consider this whole circuit, so this circuit is having 3 input variables X, Y and Z and 2 output variables S and C, so which is actually the implementation of a full adder. So in general, if we want to implement any input Boolean function, so what we need to do, we need to have an n input line decoder, and depending upon the minterm combination of that particular function, we have to simply put all those relevant minterms into an OR gate, and the output will be the implementation of that particular circuit, the way we have done it in case of a full adder circuitry. Next, we will be elaborating a little bit about encoders. The inverse function of a decoder is called an encoder. So an encoder will be having 2 raised to the power n or fewer input lines and n output lines. The output lines generate the binary code corresponding to the input value in case of an encoder. For example, think about an 8 to 3 line encoder. This 8 to 3 line encoder will have 8 input lines and 3 output lines. Obviously these 8 output lines will have 2 raised to the power 8, 256 combinations. But what we are doing, out of those 256 combinations, we are only taking those combinations, 8-bit combinations, in which only one variable is 1 and all the remaining variables are equal to 0. So this is a very important point to consider about the encoder, that although we have 8 input variables, and these 8 input variables can have 2 raised to the power 8 256 combinations, but out of those 256 combinations we have only taken all those combinations in which only one input or one variable is high and all the remaining are 0, and that yields only 8 possible combinations. So in this particular combinations, D0 is 1 and all the remaining D1 to D7 are is equal to 0. Similarly, in this combination, D0 is 0 and D1 is 1 and all the remainings are 0, and so on for the last combination that we have taken, in which D0 to D6 all are equal to 0 and only D7 is equal to 1. So in case of an encoder, when D0 is 1 and all the remainings are 0, the output should be, the encoding information should be 0 0 0. Similarly, in case of D7, when D7 is equal to 1 all the remaining input variables are equal to 0, the encoded information should be 1 1 1. So we can see from over here, the output variable X will be 1 for these possible 4 combinations, which is actually X is D4 plus D5 plus D6 plus D7. Similarly, the output variable Y is 1 for these 4 combinations, and similarly Z for these 4. So have it implemented, and that particular circuit will be the 8 to 3 line encoder. We can also think about a priority encoder. A priority encoder that includes the priority function is called a priority encoder. It resolves the ambiguity of illegal inputs. For example, if more than one input combinations are 1 at any instant of time, then which one to take, that will be handled by the priority encoder. Only one of the input is encoded. The input having the highest priority will take the precedence. For example, for an 4 to 2 line encoder, if D3 input has the highest priority and D0 has the lowest priority, and then taking into consideration the don't care conditions and V as the valid input indicator, we can have a table. Now this table has 4 input variables, D0 up to D3. Again, these 4 input variables can have 16 possible combinations, but we have drawn over here 5 lines. Actually, these 5 lines are 16 combinations. Let me elaborate this. This is one of the combinations. This is the second combination. This combination actually indicates when this value is 0 or equal to 1. So these are 2 combinations. This indicates having 2 don't care conditions, which means these are actually 4 along with these 2 fixed values. So these are 4 combinations, these are 8 combinations, these are 2 combinations. So 8 plus 4, 12, 14, 15 and 16. So all these 5 rows are actually indicating the 16 combinations. So in order to implement the priority encoder, what we have done, when all are equal to 0, when all the inputs values are equal to 0, we do not need any encoding information. So V will be 0 and we do not want to have any encoded information whatsoever is X or whatsoever is Y. It will not be a valid output. So when D0 is 1 and the remaining combinations are 0, then X and Y should be equal to 0 and obviously the output should be valid. So V should be 1 for all the remaining all these combinations. Similarly, when D1 is 1 whatsoever is D0, then the encoded information should be 0 1 and obviously the output should be valid. And lastly, when D3 is 1, then whatsoever the combinations of D0 up to D2 are, the output should generate an encoded information of X and Y equal to 1. So this D3 will have the highest priority, because when it will be 1, then whatsoever the combinations of D0, D1, D2 are, the encoded information will be for the encoding information for D3. Similarly, next to D3, the next higher priority will be for D2, because in case when D2 is 1, D2 is 1 along with D3 is 0, then whatsoever the values of D0 and D1 are, which can have 4 possible combinations, then the encoded information will be for D2 and so on. So having all this tabular information, what we can do, we can just have the simplified expressions for x, y and v. So we have used the K-map expansion, we have got the Boolean expression for x, Boolean expression for y, and similarly Boolean expression for v. And if we implement this particular circuit, this circuit will have 4 input lines and 2 output lines with a valid output. When v is equal to 0, the output is not valid. When v is equal to 1, there will be a valid output, either 0 0, 0 1, 1 0 and 1 1, depending upon whether D0 or D1 or D2 or D3, whatsoever their combinations are. Obviously, when D3 will be 1, whatsoever the values of D0 to D1 and D3 are, the encoded information will be 1 1, indicating that D3 has got the highest priority. So this circuitry is called the priority encoder because it takes into consideration the all possible combinations of the input variables of the encoder.